Hey y'all, welcome back to Zing the Reality Podcast, where representation matters the most. I'm your co-host MonTrell.
And I'm your co-host Brandi.
And in this corner of the internet, we are discussing all things season 28 of Big Brother. And we are in the thick of it now. Now the game is heating up.
And you know, with Big Brother, nothing is what it seems. Someone is always lying. Betrayal is the name of the game. And we're here to discuss it all.
So in this episode, we are recapping season 28, episodes 20 through 30. And because we're recording later in the week, we are including Sunday's mega episode. So we have a lot to cover.
We do.
Almost 2 weeks worth of content. So let's get into it, starting with our recap rundown. Here is your warning now. There are spoilers ahead, so let us catch you up.
I'm so glad you said that because definitely spoilers ahead.
Big spoilers.
HOH comp was won by Yash. The BB time capsule was Melody. She was the lady of the latrine. Nominees for Yash's HOH were D, Haley, and Angela. Veto was also won by Yash. Renom, he kept his nominations the same. Blockbuster was won by Angela. And
Diamond Power of Veto was also used. That shook everything up.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because how did we miss that, right?
How did we miss that, right?
Okay, so at the nomination ceremony, Devins did activate his Diamond Power of Veto. He used it on D, took D down, put Kamu up. And then the blockbuster was won by Angela. And then Kamu was evicted 8-1 versus Haley. So again, since we are a little bit past that, right now we are currently sitting with D as our new HOH. And then her nominees were Taylor, LaLa, and Drew. The veto was won by LaLa, and the renom was Mallory. So that is currently where we're at right now.
Crazy.
Just wow.
And also our BB time capsule this week currently is won by Drew.
I specifically skipped over that.
Oh my gosh. And he got a power, and his power was to never be a have-not. Whoopee. You know, whatever.
I'm so glad he got one of
Yes,
the
me too.
weakest
The
powers.
weakest things, yes.
Yeah.
Weakest.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Let's start from last week where I was literally on the money talking about how Yash was about to get in his bag.
Yes,
I
you
said,
did call
Yash,
that.
it's time for Yash to get in his bag. And then Yash got in his bag.
Baby, did he? And not only did he get in his bag, but he was like not... he wanted to do what he wanted to do. Even though I know through the week, Drew kept saying that Kamu was running his HOH. I completely disagreed with that. I think Yash was doing what he wanted to do. And even in that, you know, Dee tried to activate her power, which was the bribe, which I think was huge too, because Josh denied it. Right. You know, she was like, hey, take me off the block. I'll give you $5,000. He was like, no, I'm good. That was such a power move.
Yes, it literally was. And for her to, she tried. I will say she tried. She tried because she started off with it being Angela and her. So it's like you tried to like do a little too much dip on your chip. And so your follow-up bargain felt like, you know, okay, well, if not that, then, you know, if I can't get steak and lobster, okay, what about a 20-ounce steak? Like, no, it's still pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know, it's crazy because she was so upset for them to be gloating that it was week 6 and they have yet to be on the block. I gave it to Yash that he swung hard. He put 2 icons on the block, which is more than what anybody else has done thus far, right? And she was pissed. She cried. She was mad. All that.
Rightfully so. And I just wish, and I really, yes, you're right. She literally had a wake-up call that she probably needed, a.k.a. why she won this next HOH, go figure, right? But also, we're going to get into it where, like, what I would have done as HOH, I don't think the one thing that could have made this a whole lot different is to realize, hey, I'm HOH, I'm Yash, right? All of the icons go up. Cool, we homeboys with Devins, yada, yada, yada. I guess they don't realize how close they are, but they do realize how close they are. So, like, there's no excuse for that. You didn't put him up because that was your boy. Right. You should have put the icon. You should have grouped the icons as icons, put them all up, and let them fend for themselves. Because now, two of them would have stayed up. One of them for sure would have went home. Right. Even if, yeah. So I'm not convinced that it was the right thing to not put Devin in the same boat as with the other icons. To exclude one out of the three just wasn't smart.
Absolutely agree. Like you hit it right on the money. If I was Yash, I would have put all three up. Devin would have had to use the power on himself. He still could have named the Renom to be Kamu or whoever he wanted it to be. But he would have had to flush it on himself and not D. And like you said, one of them, I mean, I feel like there would have been a possibility D still could have went home. You know what I'm saying? Right. Things could have changed. Right.
Blockbuster could have been different.
Right.
Yeah. So it was, that's the one tiff I have, but I will say between him, if there were no power, flawless week in Big Brother.
Flawless
week in Big Brother, which is why you have to not only give him credit, but also, I also feel really, really bad and really, really, like, how does your ally, this is the only game where your ally goes home on your perfect week.
Absolutely.
Like, for them to use the biggest and most powerful, the Diamond Power of Veto is probably the most powerful thing you can have in this game, other than an HOH takeover completely.
Right.
Shout out Mickey, rest in peace to Mickey. But outside of the HOH takeover, that's the next best thing. So for him to have played his power and done it also flawlessly, like to pick the one person that like they just couldn't resist sending home, no matter how he flipped on his people and was ready to go with the next crowd. He was done with them a long time ago. So for them to still feel like I'd rather you gone than have you as an ally was like he did his one. So
but you know, I also think that where Kamu messed up, because he was on BB Unlocked on Sunday, and he even talked to the point that he trusted Drew way too much. And I think that's what's been interesting for me is how all of these people have said that they don't trust Drew. He seems shady. They literally catch him in lies, right? But then you still talk your whole game in front of him. And if he would not have done that, I don't think he would have been necessarily the first person up. Because even if Devins had to use the Diamond Power of Veto and put somebody else up, I think he could have gone for Mallory instead. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe Taylor. I don't know. But it possibly could not have been Kamu if he would have kept his mouth shut.
Yeah. Because everybody did notice his shift. So it was him telling on himself, and specifically around the rats. And they self-proclaim themselves as rats. So it's not even a zing for us to say it no more.
Right. Right.
But for Angela, or for the beginning of the week, let's just say, for one, Haley, right, to think she was safe with Yash, so delusional. That poor girl don't know what's going on. Baby. And I will say, from her thinking she wouldn't go on the block to even her not even being in the loop about her not going home. It's just like so full circle of just your delusion of you don't know what you're doing. And then for the middle of the week to you having an argument about bully. For her to continue to say, she said, and I quote, week 1 was bad, 2 was bad, 3 was bad, 4 was bad, 5, 6, I know 7 hopefully has something good for me. Babes, let me touch your hand when I say,
wrap this up.
Cry me a river and bring out my violin. Because what do you mean your HOH week was a bad week? What do you mean the 3 weeks where you were safe and not touching the block was bad weeks? Shut up! They were trying to throw you in HOH at one point in time. You lost it on your own, and that was a bad week. That was week 2. Come on, bro, chill out. You're annoying.
But her delusion was real when she had that conversation with Angela about how she knew she was going to be America's favorite and America was going to have to give her a BB capsule or like send her into the BB capsule. And then for it to be Melody. Yeah. Like, it was like, girl.
You're up. Your op, mind you.
Your biggest op.
Yeah. She said,
made it in before you.
She said, I hate, mind you, this is the second to last one, babes. Like,
yeah.
But clock this. Angela is having the conversation with her, and she's like, you don't think you're going up? You think America about to vote for you?
Right.
Like, why is Angela clocking you like?
Baby. Angela even said,
delusional.
I think she's delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Angela to call anyone delusional
is crazy.
That and to be correct,
crazy work. Yeah.
We're at a new level of sickness.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because like, let's just go ahead and jump into it. It's been hard for me to watch this last week and a half. I haven't watched any live feeds. I just watched the episodes as they air, which, you know, in years, that has not been me. I am a live feeder.
Yes.
Through and through, baby. But I have not watched all week. I've only been getting my live feed updates from the people that I follow on TikTok or Instagram. And that's what I've been relying on, because it's been too hard for me to watch, because the way I want to reach inside my TV and personally touch Drew, personally touch Angela, personally touch Haley, like, it really should be studied. Because I was like, you know what, Brandi, maybe you're the problem. Maybe the problem is me, because I was like, no, I need to go outside and touch grass, because this week has been super hard.
Okay, get into the whys of it all. So like, what makes you want to touch them? Like
so, you know,
because we're on the same wavelength, but let's get into it. We're gonna get into it.
Let's get into it. So I think last episode and the episode before that, we talked about the micro and macro aggressions that are in the house. I think it started very, very slight, right? But it's been growing. It's been getting louder and bigger. And the fact that tides change. LaLa said it in the house, like earlier this week, tides change and things shift in the house, right? And so what's okay for one person is not okay for another person. They have literally dogpiled on Taylor for what? Because she has anxiety and she tries to isolate herself instead of taking it to hell with each and every one of y'all, because she absolutely could, right? Or the fact that y'all act like y'all are so scared of how people are going to react, how they're going to react to LaLa or Taylor getting in their face. Like, when have they ever got in their face? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What do you have to be scared about? The fact that they talk about how they want LaLa in the jury house because they want her to cook and clean. Like, let's put her in the jury so she could cook for us the whole time. The fact that Devins had the audacity to make a comment that Taylor's really not in education, that she has a chicken stand that Haley's family runs.
Excuse me?
The fact that Haley doubled down, 10 toes down on the fact that LaLa was a bully. And let's just start there really quick, because that brought out emotions in me that, like, I didn't even know was there. I don't ever, like, this is reality show, this is TV, but I was bothered and triggered and emotional behind the fact that LaLa went on a campaign, like, apologizing to everybody about being a bully to Haley, and she wasn't. You see what I'm saying? And like, what people don't understand, and what they obviously don't understand, right, is the fact that Black women have any type of attitude, they're angry Black women. They, you know, we get loud, even a totally different octave. Oh, we're yelling and we're arguing and we're doing this and that. No, but for you to call me a bully when I wasn't bullying you, I just didn't say nothing to you. The fact that you're calling me a bully because I checked you. This woman has cussed you out, yelled at you, had to be taken out of the room, and you didn't even go that hard on her. Like,
that's back to being your mama figure. Yeah.
Right. Then she swallows her pride. She knows she didn't do anything wrong. She swallows her pride to come apologize to you. And then you catch your attitude with her. Like I said, the way I wanted to go into that camera and grab Haley myself. Like, I wish I wish for a second LaLa or Taylor knew how much the support they had out here, because it was wild. And then last week, Melody and Mallory, hold on, and let me just tell you, because right now I'm on a tangent, so follow me, right?
I'm following, because you're hitting each point.
Because also too, last week, Mallory and Melody were like, I love Taylor. This week, she don't do nothing. She don't get out of her pod. She's always got an attitude. She's moping around because she's on the block. But then the tides turn, and Mallory, now y'all have been played by the icons. Mallory's on the block. Now, I did turn in for 30 minutes when I found out she was on the block, because I wanted to see how she was acting. She was crying, boo-hooing. Boo-hooing. So what is the difference between your white tears and Taylor's? What's the difference? Why are you supposed to be giving grace? Because now you're upset that you got backdoor like the fool you are, especially because you said that you threw the HOH. Like, but listen,
you're eating.
Listen,
you're like,
and then Drew and all of his, I promise you, I need Drew out of the house. Drew is so problematic on so many levels. He is such a what's a word that won't get me flagged? He is such, in the words of Yash, he's spineless. He's such a vagina. He is such a vagina. Like, the fact that he is like breastfeeding from D Devins and Angela right now is wild.
Yeah.
You are literally throwing away your game. Like, you are not playing your own game. You are playing their game. You are doing everything for them. And it's going to bite you in the butt, because if it is between, I don't know. I want him to go home.
He's not first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth on any of their lists.
Speak on it.
And they are in a 7-person alliance.
Speak on it.
Okay. So let's start there. Let's go back though, right? Let's add on to the dog pile of, hey, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I am calling a spade, just like I can call it a spade when we do it, right?
Okay.
Seasons ago, we make the cookout so that we can make our Flourish Black winner. Yeah. What we're not calling the mosh pit is a white alliance, because it includes all of the white people, nobody essentially of any heritage, and they are targeting the 3 black people that are left in this game, and Haley, the bully of the house. And they want to keep Haley, the only other white person that's not in that alliance, on retainer for just in case they need her to go against the 4 people who are... So we're also adding a layer of, they didn't ping on the racial part, but I'm going to ping on the racial part, where it's like, okay, so we got a white mosh pit.
Okay.
And they're targeting the only ethnic people left. So I'm not saying like, hey, oh, y'all can't do that, but we can do that, right? I'm also not saying that they don't have reasons to target them because they're just on different sides of the house, right? But let's call a spade, where you're like speaking on these macro and micro aggressions, and that's a part of it too, where it's like, okay, now we have this white alliance that's about to fake stick together, or they like, I just that made it ickier for me. And
it made it ickier, like so much ickier, because also Drew said that the right representation needs to win this season. Like, that came out of his mouth.
What does that even
mean? So here's
him? So what does that even mean coming from him?
Again, like you just said, somebody from their white alliance needs to win. And it's interesting because on social media, which is another place I can't be talking about Big Brother either, because like the ignorant white folk, they want to tussle in the streets, and I could tussle. And I don't even go back and like, social media is so fake. Like, I don't even go back and forth with people on social media, but I want to go back with these people, right? Because they were trying to say, well, we didn't say nothing when the cookout was doing it. But here's the thing. The cookout wasn't talking about these people. The cookout was not malicious towards these people. They had their core people. They had branches out of that. But even like, let's talk about Tiffany and Claire. Tiffany was so hurt that she had to get rid of Claire. Right. She cried. Like, that was her girl. She was like, I love her, right? There was nothing malicious. There was nothing evil. There was nothing racist about what they were doing. They were not trying to go like exclude the white people because I hate white people and because they got an attitude and I'm scared of them. That wasn't the case.
Right.
That was not the case.
The premise of the cookout, and this is what makes it so beautiful. And it can. You know, they just recently had a poll about like what's the best alliance ever, and they listed like all of the one you talked about from like season 2 or 7 or something, Cookout, and all of the Brigade, all of them. I can't wait for the recap, the 1000th episode, because I know they're just gonna go down the list of like all the iconic things, and I think that's what they were waiting for. That's what the votes were for that episode. But the beautiful thing about the Cookout was that their number ones, and I say this, their number ones were not each other. It was a cause that was bigger than them. Each and every one of them had a person that was their number one that was not a part of the Cookout. Their number one, and that is the difference, where it was like, we can work together. And then guess what? When it was all Cookout, they was ready to tear each other's heads off because they didn't even, they weren't even, it was something so much bigger than them. And it hasn't happened again because it was for a cause, and it was for and so when we get into it happening again in a different racial, it's not in this format of just purpose 1, intention 2. Y'all are excluding them because you're either threatened by or scared of, and that is not. You immediately diminish the value of like, comparing and contrasting these two things and these two alliances. Right.
And the one thing I want to bring up is that a lot of their hate towards Taylor is because she is a strong competitor. And they know that. Like, it's a catch-22 with Taylor, and I've said this before, right? And I still stand by it. I feel like Taylor talked too much through LaLa's HOH. You in that week, you saw how strategic she was. You saw how she was putting things together. You also saw her social game. And so that week is when they said, she's a threat. So do I feel like if they were literally talking about Taylor is a game threat, cool. Y'all have y'all opinions. No problem. There would be I wouldn't even be like, oh, that's a racist thing. No, but what y'all are doing is that y'all are using this as a threat and then going after this girl who said that she has anxiety. Her anxiety looks like depression, who is literally sitting by herself crying, who is having to defend herself. Like even the conversation that she had with Angela, and Haley walked in, and then it was a big blowout, right? And then Taylor still took her crazy self outside to have a conversation with Haley about America's perception of her. Stop, save it. Like, again, stop putting your cape on when nobody's asking you to save them. She tried to do it with Chuck, and look what it landed to her. She's trying to do it with Haley, and Haley could spit in her face and doesn't care. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, baby,
it's them being between a rock and a hard place, because even on Big Brother Unlocked, I think it was, I don't even know which one of the hosts said it, but when they clocked how Haley was actually the bully and not LaLa, and so
her main fan, Jerry,
exactly, exactly. They also clocked how Taylor is doing her thing, and how like they were proud to have Taylor's proud to have Taylor on her BB draft because she's right. You see her get back into her corner for all of these weeks, and then you see the real corner. Where last week, where they're safe, they're happy, Yash's HOH, and they still send somebody home that they're trying to work with, right? They know it's just them. They know they're on an island, and now they're on the block. And so that snippet of that veto meeting, that nomination ceremony where y'all get the Taylor that you've been scared of so long, you get a glimpse of, no, I'm actually about to chew you out because y'all have been having me messed up for too long. Y'all, I have been coddling y'all. I have been not saying stuff to y'all. I have been getting LaLa to stop saying stuff to y'all. I have been doing my best, but y'all are trying me and trying me and trying me, and now y'all want to blow something up? Bet. Drew, you lying. Drew, you're lying. Mind you, you've been lying. Mind you, they had a separate meeting without Taylor calling you a liar even then. So now now they are realizing like, hey, we don't have anybody else anyways. And though that's what I was getting at with you. Remember that same episode where you were like, you wish she would have shut up? They've been backed in this corner, and they've been like basically just being beat up in the corner for so long. So like, I feel like this is the boiling point where it's like, okay, now they've officially switched up on them because they made this alliance. But it's been low key like this, and honestly, it's taken. I hate that it's come to this, but this was always necessary because they've been in this corner being beat up for so long, and now they're like sick of it. So now they're hitting back, and you don't want this young, black, sturdy girl to start putting her deuce up on you. You don't.
Right.
And now she's putting her deuce up. Big Brother didn't even let us, they gave us just enough to have us salivating at the mouth waiting for Wednesday. Because they know Taylor's about to shoot. Taylor versus Drew is about to eat him alive. And they're not about to help him because they don't even trust him. One, but they also didn't help him when they was upstairs. They brought that meeting upstairs, right before that veto meeting to like corner him, right? So him getting chewed up by her is I can't wait. That's what I'm gonna say.
And I think one part that they're gonna put in Wednesday is the fact that now there's a little beef because Taylor took Drew's hairbrush. And so now Melody went and took LaLa's blankets. Like, it is such a petty little thing right now. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But I'm super interested to see what happens with the blockbuster. I hope it literally lights a fire under Taylor's butt and she brings it at home. Even if she doesn't, and she gets out of the house, I would love for her to be out of the house before jury. Only because I don't want her to cook or clean for those people. I don't even want that to happen. But two, I want her to come out and to see how much support that she has outside of that house. Because I know that there are a lot of people who cover Big Brother who look like us, who have stepped away from the live feeds this week just because it's hard to see. It's hard to sit there and like, you're watching this for entertainment, and that's not my entertainment. I don't want that to be my entertainment.
Yeah, I'm getting mad.
You see what I'm saying? I'm getting mad.
Yeah, I'm not insane.
The fact that they don't even know half of what's going on or half of what's being said about them is the other part to this, because it's like, I'm getting even more angrier because of that. Like, it's so crazy. But it was interesting because there was a take on Threads today where people were saying how they think the production tipped off Angela a little bit, because Angela's been like saying how she feels bad about what's happened between her and Taylor and all of this after she was called into the DR. Now, again, I haven't watched the live feed, so I don't know if that's true or right, but there has been a news article about the micro and macro aggressions that came out, and a lot of people are saying, like, now that it's hit national news, which is wild, is CBS going to actually take this seriously? You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that they have access to a therapist. Are they helping Taylor? Are they giving her the support that she needs? Because she literally said, I have anxiety that shows up and looks like depression. And being in that pressure cooker of this social experiment is not doing anything but exasperating it. So anyway.
And we talked about that. And we talked about that, how hard it is to come out of this game. So like, while I can't say I don't want her to make jury, I want her to make jury if nothing else, because she deserves to have a vote in the name of this game. This just based on how she's been playing, because she's been playing for two. She's been playing for two. And I feel like these people can't even play for one right. These people can't even play for one right. These people get back into a corner 1 week, they're gone. These people have not been back into a corner only one time, and yet they've had 7 bad weeks. These people, like we have to really make sense of like who's has perseverance, who's really like a sustainable player, if nothing else, who had a shot at these HOH. Like, granted, LaLa, even the fire, I feel like them getting their fire lit under them is so much different than other people getting their fire lit. Like, I think D gets her fire lit. I do think Devins gets his fire lit, but like,
no. Devins no.
Maybe not. Mallory gets her fire lit, but like, for Taylor and LaLa to be like, oh yeah, like, there's no choice, we have to do nothing but win this HOH, and then it's like, okay, dang, I couldn't win, okay, cool, and then they backdoor, they get the blockbuster always, they get the veto always. It's like, you put a fire under them and they're going to work it. So like, just to veer a little bit, I do want to get the entire context of the week, and I do need to put the full game into perspective, right?
Okay, before you say that, before you go, because I'm going to let you cook, I just really want to say one thing so that we can move past it. One thing that I loved that Taylor said this week, because when she said it, I was like, ding, 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 was when she was saying how playing with LaLa is she's Cherie and LaLa was Jared. Baby, I said, that girl's smart, because that's exactly what it is.
Yes, literally. And unfortunately, it wasn't Taylor wasn't a part of the conversation, but they said they're gonna have to get rid of. Oh, maybe she did. She said we're gonna have to get rid of LaLa at some point. Her and Yash
said it. Yeah,
Yash and
Yash
Taylor
said it, and
together.
Yash said that at some point we're gonna go up because of LaLa, and they're gonna have to let her go, which is true. At some point they're gonna have to turn.
Saying,
yeah,
that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, I'm not mad at LaLa, doing too much or whatever, making her enemies, because like if they want LaLa gone, I would love for LaLa to be in jury. And I think but whatever, right?
Yeah.
Taylor and Yash deserve a spot. Not to mention they're on my BB drafts, but they're playing, and I can see as the numbers dwindle down, they're going to get more. They're going to be more and more of threats. So yeah, I'll say that on that as well. So yes.
Okay, so open. But to
put the
floor.
game into perspective, right? We've been covering all the alliances, so we obviously have to talk about who's been formed this past week, whatever. We brought up the mosh pit with Drew, Angela, Devins, D, Mallory, Melody, and Barrett, right? Note on the whole, like, them calling out Angela, telling on themselves about Drew and Barrett being working with them. Yes, that was what we needed for Mallory and Melody to not trust Drew.
But they still do.
They do. But
they're
also,
so stupid.
They're dumb. They really are.
Yeah.
And they're like, FAP till I die, right? They're so dumb.
And Mallory, your last lifeline is about to be gone.
And it needs to happen. One of them going home will show them these people are not with you. So yes, go home, Mallory. And I like Mallory. Go home, Mallory.
Me too.
Because y'all don't learn your lessons. It's one thing for you to know better and do better, like Kamu, which is why he gained respect in my eyes. And it's another thing for you to be just dumb and wrong. Yeah. Clip after clip saying, what if we kept Kamu? Clip after clip saying, I don't trust the icons. Clip after clip of y'all saying all these things and then doing what? Don't get me started again.
Okay.
But they also made the primaries. Devins, Kamu, Yash, Taylor. Just for now, it's a obviously null and void, considering Kamu's gone. Devins and Taylor and Yash are like not working together.
Absolutely.
Can't be. There's also the Bermuda Triangle that was happening with Kamu, Yash, and Devins. Not to mention Yash and Kamu had their final before he got the boot. Final two before he got the boot. But if you look at the trajectory of all of these alliances, it's literally like 2-week max life. And so I know we were talking earlier about like how the lifespan on these alliances are like, they're a joke.
Zilch.
But they all include Devins.
Yes.
And so they're all at the hand and mercy of this man. And Yash, my zing of the week, Yash calling it, he went in on that, and they let him go in on that man for at least 2-3 minutes. You're a spineless. Do you think Martin Luther King would be proud of what you did? I zing, Yash, you have a place in my heart for that. Because do you think that Martin Luther King would be proud of you being like literally, like you said, being breastfed by a man with no milk? A man with no milk.
Just like nothing.
Just powder. Literally.
Nothing.
So I just wanted to, bring up the alliances, bring up how they're all dead. Kamu, even before he left, he also dead. Red corner, dead. Crossover, dead. Now they have a mosh pit that's clearly dead for you to immediately, and not a 3 days after the alliance is made, Drew to be on the block. What? Like, come on. You're making more. You're holding true more to your deal with Yash, this $5,000 that you don't actually have to be committed to. Right, he does. We also have to talk about that. D used her bribe for Yash to never put Angela, D, and Devins up if he gets HOH again,
which is
the entire
crazy
week.
Word.
And for him to have said yes, it was a threat. It was a threat. He he didn't react the way I needed him to a threat. Because, like,
Yeah.
you threatening me? Do your best work. Put me up.
Yeah.
No. The answer is no. I said no once. I'll say no again. You know, whatever. I feel like he had a little bit of trauma from saying no the first time. And then his
Absolutely.
week
And he
going
had
like
trauma
that.
from the fact that his HOH literally got flipped on his head. So he's like, I know. And he even said it. He was like, he told Drew and Barrett that night, like, I am going on the block every week until I'm gone. Yeah. So I feel like this was his last ditch thing. Like, if I'm going to get out, I'm going to at least take 5,000 with me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if I could possibly not make jury.
Right.
Yeah. But the last little things I have to say, right? There's two small little things, right? I just want to talk about my smart moves. One, Yash. Yash gained a lot of points for me because in that veto, they don't talk about how you can hold somebody's picture and like hide the pictures. The way he held Ashley's picture in that hide and go veto and didn't let Barrett get it, and that's how he won the veto. We've been playing OTEP every season for 28 seasons. That is how you play. That is how you win. Yeah. So, kudos to that. And then this was my little live feed update because the one live feed update that I watched was Barrett went balls to the wall telling on Drew to Devin. Told him everything. He said, yeah, he said your name. He said this. He said that. Oh, yeah, he also said this. Oh, yeah. He was like, I didn't tell you in the moment because I didn't think it would be helpful at the time. Please don't be mad at me. It was like he was in the principal's office being asked, what did y'all do? And I am like, you know what, Bear Rat, his BB comic needs to be a rat. There is no...
Absolutely.
And I don't think they will do that because that'll tell on him. They'll be like, why is he a rat? I guess. Unless he's already, like, especially if he's not already eliminated or evicted. But they'll be like, rat? Why rat? Like, so I don't think they'll do it. But he should totally be a rat in this thing. And these people are annoying me, so I'm done.
Well, thank you for that. I loved your TED Talk. So, but I think you're absolutely right. I feel like it's crazy that, that they even consider Taylor to be a floater when you have someone like Barrett who hasn't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, Barrett, besides running your mouth, and here is the thing that I've said since the very beginning of the season. These people talk too much. Like, they talk too much and they talk to the wrong people. It is not hard to sit down, which you have a ton of time to do, right? And to figure out who's working with who's going back, who's playing the middle. Again, they say the same thing about Drew and Barrett. Y'all already know Mallory and Melody are aligned with them. Like Angela slipped up and said, we've been working with them for a while. Like, now you for real know that they are working with the icons. And you know that Yash, Taylor, and LaLa are trying to stick together. And Haley's a lone island. It is not rocket science to figure it out. They have all said it in different, like, ways
Fonts.
To each other, right?
Literally.
Different fonts, right? But yet y'all still sit there and out your whole game to Drew. Y'all sit there and y'all still believe anything that Barrett has to say. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fact that Kamu and Yash has so much conversation in front of Drew. And then they had these conversations with Barrett. And LaLa even said at one point, yeah, Barrett was just in the room. But yeah, that's enough. He's the main one running back and running his mouth. Yes. And then the fact that Mallory and Melody are so, what's the word? Blinded.
Ignorant. Naive.
Big on the ignorant, but very just male-centered to where you're not even playing your game.
Zing.
And
can you speak on that? Because how is your showman's also your mole?
And you know it, though. You know it. And you are riding so hard behind this man that you know is lying to you. This is like, I want to say for the past 3 weeks, Melody has said something in the effect of like, she can't trust him. She's caught him in this and she's caught him in that. But then you still, like, again, I have realized this season, Big Brother might not be for me, right? We might need to stick to Amazing Race or something, because the way I would have outed Drew, the way Melody is not even using what she could in this game, right? Melody could be talking to D and to Devins and to Angela more than what she is. Okay, bet, Drew, you want to play this game? Let me play too. But right. Melody and Mallory are playing Barrett and Drew's game, and Barrett and Drew are playing the Icons game.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's an alliance of 7, and that's been working together since before they were even working together. Mm-hmm. And truly, like, this is almost a better version, which not in a good way, but a better version of them voting with the house. Like, at least they're voting with the house because they're just stupid. Like the other, the other versions of them voting with the house to not, make people mad and stuff. That is really just irritating. Mm-hmm. But then you have this where it's like, okay, the blind is leading well, I take that back. The puppeteer is leading the blind, and then the blind is leading the blind. So you have a culmination of like gameplay that's happening, but ignorant people in the mix. So yeah, nail on the head.
I cannot wait. Honestly, I cannot wait for these people to get out of the house. And because that's another thing that they talk about a lot, is that they wonder how America thinks of them. They wonder what America's saying about them. And I cannot wait for someone like Drew to hear what people are thinking. For somebody like Melody, because Melody, I think, has a lot of potential. If you look at how she's playing the game, she's all the time, either 2 or 3, right there at winning something, right? But she just can't bring it home. And so anyway, it's they annoy me. They get on my nerves. I want to fight half of them. I am still rooting for LaLa and Yash and Taylor. Yash gained big points this week for how he played.
I was about to say, because you were not rooting for Yash. You was not rooting for Yash at first.
I'm not. I'm not. And every time I want to like Yash, like I felt like he was doing something crazy or just not like in the game. But this week, because I said it weeks ago, I was like, Yash just be there. Like, he's not in the game. He don't know what's happening, blah, blah, blah. This week showed, no, he knew what was happening. The fact that he didn't take the bribe, I think was huge too.
Yes.
So, okay. So as we like wrap this up, what are your predictions for Thursday?
Well, now that I know, because I'm honestly learning with the rest of our viewers.
My bad.
I know, right? That LaLa is the veto winner and the renom is Mallory. Mm-hmm. That means Taylor, Mallory, and Drew are on the block. Mm-hmm. I honestly am pulling for a Taylor blockbuster. Mm-hmm. They have to eat their own. Pick your poison, Mallory or Drew. I don't even care, because either way, Mallory is gonna. If Mallory stays, she's gonna come back with a vengeance on the Icons, the way she knew she should have but didn't. Or Drew is gonna come back. Or Drew is gonna come back, and he's going to be a target easily. He's an easy target, because now that's another spot that's taken away from Taylor and LaLa and Yash, because nobody likes Drew at this point. Nobody is going to truly stick with Drew, especially, I'm hoping, after the blow up that he has with Taylor. So I would love if Drew and Mallory.
Oh, Mallory and Melody stood 10 toes behind this man. 10 toes.
Did they?
10 toes. So my prediction is that I'm hoping Taylor wins the BB blockbuster. I hope it's between Mallory and Drew. However, I know that Mallory is going to go home regardless, right? Because Devin's even said it. If we put Mallory up, if we take this swing, we got to send her home. Period. And so I think, and because Drew Devins and now Angela know that they can work Drew. He is a girl on the track for them. He is going to go out there and get the money and bring it home every single time. He's indispensable.
This up, because you are dragging this man. Oh my God! Sing. That's a good way to close. Oh yes, you ate that.
But I feel like if Mallory, if Mallory wins the blockbuster and it's between Taylor and Drew, unfortunately, I think that Taylor's going home. And then if it's between Mallory and Taylor, though, I don't know. And they talked about Barrett is probably going to be the swing vote. So we don't know.
Barrett can't be the swing vote. He loves Mallory. Mallory, he will always vote for Mallory.
I'm sorry. No. Mallory and Drew, he would be the swing vote. Him and D were talking about that.
Exactly. And that's what I want them to eat their own. That's the only way for the icons to have forced y'all to eat your own at the end of a week where we just made a 7-person alliance and we should have been safe. That is what I call sweet, sweet vengeance, baby. And
poetic justice.
But I know Taylor is going to get the end of I need Taylor to win. And I hate that she's in a predicament where she has to win or go. Yeah. She has to win. She has to win. There is no
But again, it's a catch-22 because I want Taylor to literally win. But if she goes home, this week for her mental health, I would be okay with that.
I need her to be in the BB great. I need her to be in
she's gonna go down and she's gonna go. I feel like she's still gonna go down in the BB great.
We do not give as much attention to pre-jury members as we do jury members.
That's true. So that's very true.
I need all of them there. Respectfully, they've played these good games. Even Kamu, I would not have hated. I hate that Kamu's a pre-juror. Yeah. I hate that Kamu's a pre-juror. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I would have almost rather, and I'm saying this to be real, I would have almost rather LaLa be a pre-jury than Kamu. I think Kamu's actually playing the game. LaLa is being led by Taylor, which is cool, and I love LaLa, and she can play. Winning the veto, winning HOH, I'm not knocking her at all, but there's levels. There's levels. Yeah. So we just have to wait and see, and I'm sure Thursday will be another deep dark conversation.
Baby, deep.
Very much emotional. We might actually have to film a day after for the sake of our emotions, just so that we can level.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
And just like that, it's a wrap on this week's episode. I am so excited to be filming another episode with you.
Me too. It was a great one. And thank you all for tapping in with us for another week. If you enjoy our Yap sessions, please follow, favorite, and rate our show.
Yes, and follow us and come say hi to us on Instagram at Zing the Reality Podcast. Come say hi to us on TikTok at Zing the Reality Podcast. And be sure to like, comment, repost, favorite, share, all the good things. We are spicing it up for a little for season 2. So find us on YouTube and Facebook as well.
Yes. And as always, I am your co-host, MonTrell.
And I'm your co-host, Brandi. And remember to spread light.
And spread love.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.